Shalom Yasharala. It's your brother Mayaka Ella back here to talk about strong communication is very important within the ministry. It's something that most people don't really understand, like the vitalness of being able to communicate. Something as small as is literally anything. Communication in general is super important. And if you don't have that, then you're missing out on very important parts of being, a brother or sister and whatnot. But before I get started with that, turn towards the east to give all praises, honor, and glory to our power, the only power, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. Of course, much love and respect to the sincere elders of GMS. Much love and respect to all the Akim Akwafim who believe in Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, and the 1/3 of the nation Israel, 12,000 out of each tribe. I say Shalom. So it just hit my spirit to want to talk about this because I think most people don't really understand the magnitude of why communication, being able to verbalize things, giving a message out is so important. You know, if you keep to yourself and you're not saying anything, we might just think in our minds, okay, so this person probably got everything figured out. They don't have to say anything. And that's that, really. And that's unfortunate because that's not actually how things work, especially in the real world. When you go out into the job sites, you're talking to people, you're exchanging information with people. And the only way things get done is by people talking, people verbalizing things, people sending out messages, emails, and whatnot, and being not just saying it, but being direct about your message and whatever information you're trying to convey to somebody. And of course, it doesn't have to be super articulate because, take it from me, I'm not the most articulate man in existence, but I understand being able to give information out quickly and readily and just being direct about what you want to say goes a very long way. And it could be about anything. It could be a minor thing, it could be a big thing, it could be whatever. The point is, you're able to allow the information that you have be pushed out, so to speak. And Yahweh Shai can attest to that. Let me read this. This is Matthew chapter 5, verse 37. But let your communication be yea, yea, nay, nay, for whatsoever is more than these cometh of evil. So it's not just about communication, it's also about being direct and being to the point with whatever you're trying to say. Because you can go on and on about something continuously with somebody, it could be about anything, but if you're not getting to the point of the matter, then it's all futile. Now, if you're going down into a certain subject and you're going from the beginning, the genesis, to the middle and to the end, then that's one thing. But if you're talking about stuff that doesn't require much detail, then you're just doing too much. And Yahweh Shai, right here, he said it himself, whatsoever is more than these cometh of evil. Because you don't really need to go on and on and on about certain things. You can just say your message and let it be known. And hopefully whoever is the person receiving that message will be able to understand and decipher that message. Hopefully, hopefully it's a message that's clear and it doesn't require much understanding. It's just like once you hear it, it's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. You know? And just communication in general, man. Something as small as, I don't know, I don't have enough money to take care of this bill, or I don't have enough knowledge on this particular subject. Whatever the case is, the point is you make it known, you verbalize it, you communicate. Because take it from me as well. I used to be a person who I could be with a bunch of people. I won't say much, but trust me, people notice that when you don't say anything at all. And there's nothing wrong with, keep holding your peace, but when you're in a group setting with a bunch of other people and you're not saying anything at all, it seems kind of, strange, so to speak, because you have the ability to speak as well. Now, of course, everything has its potential context. We know about how you have to hold your peace for certain things. Everything has its time and place, but when it's time to speak, You gotta speak. You gotta let it be known whatever it is that you want to talk about, or you have to say. Because if you're just mute and you don't say anything, then it's like, what's going on? Even it matters when it deals when you're talking about other people. If we haven't really directly addressed somebody one on one, then there's not really much we can, talk about. You know? Let me get this. Slovakia. James 1 and 19. Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear. So be ready to hear, then to talk, slow to speak. So when you're communicating with somebody or you're saying something, just slow down. Speak at a relaxed pace, slow to wrath, and in a calming tone, because you don't need to address somebody in a way that's like, you got to be an asshole about it. You don't have to talk to somebody in a rude manner. All you have to do is Salakia. Let me see if this chat is actually working, because it seems like that's not the case. Okay. I think we're okay now. Yeah, I just wanted to be sure, because I've seen people log in and log out. I just wanted to be sure that the chat box is actually working, but it seems to be working. Okay. But let me continue on. Let me read it again. James 1 and 19. Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. Reading on. For the wrath of man worketh not the righteousness of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Yeah, you got to be swift to hear. You got to be able to hear people when they're talking. And that's also another important skill, being able to listen to people. You don't want to cut people off when they're talking, man. It's highly disrespectful. It shows that you don't have the necessary communication skills that most people want from another person. Now, if someone's going on and on and on and on, they're not stopping at all, like they're just continuing for the next hour or so, then of course you can respectfully stop them when they're you can respectfully stop them from talking. But generally speaking, when someone's talking, you want to allow them to speak first of everything they got to say, and then you rebuttal what they got to say, or then you reply, or then you asking them a question, whatever the case is. Because, man, most people don't really understand how important communication is. And Yahweh Shai, he said it himself. Be direct, be to the point. Stop trying to beat around the bush. In any small matter or any big matter. This is Proverbs chapter 15, verse 1. A soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. Yeah, when you speak in a calm manner, and shalom, tahamwam lab, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Brakatah, my brother. Shalom, man. When you speak in a calm manner, you're not speaking like, yo, what's good, bro? Now, fuck all that type attitude. When you're not speaking in that tone of voice, people notice that, especially people who are being very unreasonable. Like they're talking on some rah, real nigga ass shit. People notice that kind of stuff. I know I do. So your tone of voice and the way you present your information, man, it makes everything clear to the receiver how you are with other people and them. I literally do a job where I have to conduct myself in a calm manner at all times. That's just how communication works. And generally speaking, most people want someone who's very relaxed, very calm, does not have any sort of a tension, nervousness, agitation, that kind of stuff about them. So a soft answer turneth away wrath. You don't want to fight fire with fire as it pertains to addressing certain matters, especially if the tensions are high. But grievous words stir up anger. When you want to match someone with their energy, hey man, that's where danger literally lurks. That's where wisdom and your discretion is supposed to come into fruition. And just about everyone can understand and attest to the fact that When you're calm and you're composed, and someone is just being a demon, a complete dirtbag, they look bad towards other people. You that is composed, you're seen as you're more mature, you're more understanding, and you have emotional intelligence, which most people lack nowadays. Thanks to Esau Edom, he's telling people that they only have five senses, when actually you have seven senses according to the Bible, which is understanding, and if I'm not mistaken, I forgot the other one. Let me get that, because if I don't get it, then it's gonna annoy me. I mean, Sirach. I think Sirach 17. I know it's chapter 17. Let me see. Yup. Sirach 17, verse 5. You know what? Let me start at 4, because this is also a great point. And put the fear of man upon all flesh. And that's talking about the animals. Because we're actually supposed to have control over all animals as mankind. Whether you're an Israelite, whatever nation you're from, Moabite, Ammon, etc., etc., and gave him dominion over beasts and fowls, and that's exactly what I just said right now. To the point, they received the use of the 5 operations of the Adawan Yahweh, and in the 6th place, he imparted them understanding, being able to decipher information. Whatever it is, it can be big, it can be medium, it could be small. The point is the information is being deciphered by the receiver. And in the 7th, speech, the ability to communicate whatever it is that you want to say from your mouth. And everything you do say literally comes from your heart, your spirit. And in the 7th, speech, an interpreter of the cogitations thereof. But in this society, we've been taught by the so-called white man, you Edomites, that we only have 5 senses. I remember to this day, I believe it was in 2nd or 3rd grade, they started talking to us about the order of operations, and I very clearly remember all the time they were talking about your ears, your mouth, your eyes, just the general order of operations, but they never talked about the 6th, which is understanding, and the 7th, speech. And most of these people are acting on their 5 senses instead. You can't make this up. And that's literally the general population of the 2/3 of nation Israel. They're acting like animals, acting like brute beasts who can't understand anything. And most people in general, they're just acting on the 5 operations. And what can we do? All we can do is continue to do the work of the Heavenly Father, and let all those who are going to perish, because that's just the fact of the matter. This is Sirach. Actually, this is beautiful, because the same chapter and verse, well, the same book and chapter that I read the operations is the next verse I want to get, but it's earlier. Sirach 11:7. Blame not before thou hast examined the truth. Understand first, and then you rebuke. So first, you got to understand the matter. And I'm speaking for myself. I'm speaking for myself as well, so I'm not just preaching to the choir. Shalom, Hananiah, Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatah, my brother. Shalom, man. Blame not before thou hast examined the truth. Understand first, and then you rebuke. Just like police officers, when they go about and they're dealing with cases, and they're called to go to a specific location where they're going to have to deal with a bunch of people, they can't just start arresting people all of a sudden. Well, it also depends too, because they can arrest depending on the context. But generally speaking, police officers are gonna go to location. They're gonna be told, okay, this issue happened over here. That's one side, and then the other issue over here is the other side, and they have to hear the matter. They can't just go based off he say, she say. He has to understand the information that is readily available from the people, from their respective parts, so to speak. It's the same thing with everything in general. You got to understand first, and then you rebuke. That's why communication is so important, man. The ability to interpret stuff, the ability to decipher things, yo, and people notice that kind of stuff. It can be something as small as, I don't know, what you gonna call it, something as small as, oh, I don't got the money for today, but by the end of this week on Saturday, I should have the money by 7:30 in the morning. Hopefully the weather is good, yada yada. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's just being very specific and direct. It sets the precedent for everything. And Shalom, brother Mashak, Yahweh Shemel Shabrakatah, my brother. Shalom, man. It's one of the keys to life. Exactly. It's literally the keys to life. Being able to convey your message. Now you don't have to be super articulate. Let me make that clear. But the point is, the message is heard, it's understood, and it's direct. It's to the point. And that's within the ministry, within the faith. Yahweh Shai, he understood that. So how much more us that we know what's going on across the world with other people, within the brotherhood, when we talk, when we communicate. It's the same thing, man. So it just hit my spirit to want to talk about that. Let me get Proverbs chapter 18, verse 13. He that answereth a matter before he heareth it, it is folly and shame unto him. You got to first understand the matter before you say anything. Again, I'm speaking for myself first and foremost, and then you brothers, y'all understand as well. Because imagine you hear one side of something, and then this side is to you in your mind. This is the only side. This is the right side, and then you completely neglected this side. Like, you literally said, nah, I'm gonna stick with this side and fuck this side. What's going on? Like, you literally you're being biased. You're literally being biased. And that's an unrighteous judge. A person like that, they would not be able to govern a society because they're going based off their emotions. They're not going based off, okay, let me relax. Let me be calm and composed. Let's see the matter. Let's see the facts. I'm not going based off how I feel. Because fuck how I feel. What is the truth from what's not the truth of the matter? Communication is mad important, man. I'm telling you. Brothers, and I'm speaking for myself. Listen. Being able to also listen too. When you listen to what somebody's saying, man, that's a skill. It's a skill that most people don't have. Just shut your mouth and listen to what somebody has to say. Then you say what you gotta say. That's a false balance, not a king's mentality. Exactly, it's not a king's mentality. And when you imagine a king, when you imagine an actual king, do you think they're very, sporadic? They're very, they're all over the place. I don't know if that's a great example, but y'all know what I'm saying. Like, they're very composed. They know who they are. I guess that's the best way to say it. They're very calm. They're very graceful, actually. They hear the matter first. They understand what it is that is being told to them. Then they decipher, how can I maneuver here? And what's funny? The other day, really an Ishmaelite was at the altar. He didn't come directly to the altar, but he passed by. He was talking shit. And most brothers who are acting sporadically, they're not really they're not composed within themselves. They're gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna curse this nigga out because he's talking shit about me. I said, man, let him do what he gotta do. Because first of all, the sign says the 12 tribes of Israel. You're saying fuck Israel, which is, I know you're talking about the Israeli state, which was made in 1948. But I'm not for those people. Those are Amalekites. I hate those people, just like you. But he was so much of a brute beast because he's a wild man. Ishmael is a wild man. You so-called Arabs, y'all very sporadic. You're very emotional. And that's why the Lord is killing a lot of y'all, especially in the Gaza Strip. Hey, it's not me. It's the Lord doing it. So he talks shit as he's walking by. And I'm like, did you even read the sign? Did you even understand why I'm here? You're just going based off your emotions. And this was a grown man too. But hey, I digress. It shows you how important communication is, being able to decipher things, listen, because everything has its actual context. Because, man, these people out here super, man, I don't know what the word is. Maybe it's just brute beast, just acting like a bunch of animals. They wilding out. And we should not be like that. We got to be far away from people like that, man. You got to examine the whole matter. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Let me get this. Oh, this is perfect. Sirach chapter 3 verse 24. And that's why wisdom is so important, man. Ecclesiasticus 3 and 24. For many are deceived by their own vain opinion. You see, and that man had his own vain opinion. He didn't understand the matter. See, a guy like that, he can't rule his own household. He's going based off his emotions, how he feels. And that's how people get killed. That's how people die. Especially in regards to trying to come against the Lord's men. That guy already marked himself a terrible death. Especially not knowing the full matter. But we're just niggas according to this world. And it's all good. And I'm going to close out here. And an evil suspicion have overthrown their judgment. And evil suspicion have overthrown their judgment. So you lack the ability to actually judge righteously. And guess what? That's actually your own demise. And as Hebrew Israelites, especially those who know they're Hebrew Israelites, you need to act accordingly. You need to act like, okay, what would Yahweh Shai do in this moment, in this scenario? Not based on how I feel, based on what the scriptures expects me to do. What is the wise thing to do? What's the discretion? Strong communication skills are very important, man. But I'm going to close out, brothers. Hopefully, this short lesson was edifying to some degree and comforting. Turn towards the east and give all praises, honor, glory to our power, the only power, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Of course, remember, continue to have strong communication skills. Build up the ability to listen, the ability to discern the whole matter, and the ability to really analyze everything. Don't just go off and act like an animal. Y'all know what I'm saying? You need to internalize everything first. Give yourself a second to understand the matter. Then you say what you gotta say. Then you answer how you gotta answer. But it's truly a king's mentality. I'm telling y'all, man, that this mindset is a king's mentality. A king does not go off emotion. They go purely off the logical things. All things done decently in order. Exactly. And with that, I gotta say, Shalom.